one touch, and I know I'm gonna stay for always.
I'll probably be right over here.
Sorry about that. Let me fix that for a second. That was my fault. My bad.
Yes,
Not
it
my
was.
bad. Hello, wonderful people. What a Monday. What a weird Monday. It seems like every time we do something, Silly Phantom Man didn't know it that he's doing the same thing that we have already done just a few days ago, where Silly Phantom Man right now is at the airport. And I had to go to the airport twice on Saturday. You didn't even know it. It's like if I'm there, he's there. It's just the weirdest
I'm
thing.
following you around.
Synchronicity.
So what's neat is, guys, I'm trying to go live with this at the same time on Twitter because I'm trying to do my Twitter more. And my Twitter is in the description. So you guys want to tweet? Bob is actually connected to my Twitter. So Bob could put pictures up. So if you guys want to follow me, follow Bob on Twitter, go for it. Gypsy Road Highway. It's in the description. You just click on it, follow. So it's going to be neat. Now, guys, you know, for the last week or so, we've been doing shows, and I've been getting some awesome emails. Not just in the comments. People were actually emailing me saying that they've never felt the show be more true, more live than it ever had before. What I mean is they feel like everybody's being more honest than they've seen on most shows. Hey, Bob, are you frozen?
Yeah, he's frozen. But he's in a cool pose. See, we practice that. You got to work on that. You got to stand in a good pose. You never know when you're frozen.
He must have, but I mean, there's been a lot of fantastic emails and stuff just saying, hey, man, I love how real it is. You know, when somebody's not agreeing with something 100%, people are not afraid to say, you know, Bob, did I hear something?
And, you know, Eric, I've been trying my best I want to not scare away a guest. And I've done what I feel is my best in trying to discuss things without having an argument or whatever you want to call it. And I feel maybe I failed a little last time, but it is what it is. And we ended up in a good place. And I know she's still in contact. So I love the fact that you've had me join this show. And at the same time, I hope not only do I bring enough to it, but I also am respectful enough to the guests. But I'm not going to change who I am. And
you can't.
Sometimes, like you said, like when we had Viz, he and I totally disagreed. And the next thing you know, we found out we agreed on all kinds of things. And then he invited me to this show, and he's actually invited me anytime I want to come on. So So there is a way to do a dialogue with people that you don't agree with and still, you know, be cordial and have a good time. So
there he's back. And no, you're absolutely right. And I think Bob, can you hear us? I think some of the problem with some people, this is just with some people, not all people, but you know, even people in our own chat, everybody says they're open-minded. They, you know, we can disagree. But when people say that, sometimes they say that, but when soon as somebody disagree with their thoughts, they're like automatically like saying, shut up, you're wrong. You know, like there was a person in the chat on last Friday was saying some bad things about Eileen. Somebody said she sucks. Hold on. It's like hold on. All because somebody disagrees or
Eileen's awesome.
Yeah, Eileen's awesome.
I feel of anyone, maybe I was the one that was kind of like in this, I don't even want to call it an argument, but this heated discussion. It was me and her, or her and I. And the thing is like, I still did not like to see people call out the guests. No. That's the guest. We invited him on. We didn't invite him on to bash him. She said she felt like it was a flat earth smacking. I didn't want to do that at all. And at some point, I just completely backed off. I wanted to hear what she had to say.
Yeah.
And it troubled me when she said she was shutting down. Because it's like, I even asked her, I go, I'm confused. I don't know what we're arguing about. I'm listening to what you have to say. I just didn't agree with NASA. And
I don't think you necessarily.
So I didn't know what we were arguing about.
No, I don't even think you necessarily started it. I think I kind of started it when I said when I'm understanding the cosmic Mandela effect, it sounds a lot like science. And science don't usually agree with flat Earth. I think, once I mention that word, as soon as you mention the word flat Earth, it's like a whole new thing comes up, a whole new, like, because you guys know this. There's people who believe in Mandela effect and flat Earth together. And there's some people who believe in Mandela effect, don't believe in flat Earth. There's people who believe in flat Earth, don't believe in Mandela effect. And when one person don't believe the other, there's always seems like there is a divide. Sometimes people can't get along when we should. I think we proved it
as long as somebody's not being a shill and trying to push someone in the wrong direction. If they honestly believe that and they want to have a discussion, I'm going to listen. I might not agree, but I'll listen. I'm not going to call them out and knock the guest, because I wouldn't want anyone to do that to me.
Yeah.
If I was on someone's show, like by the grace of God, I got a James True show. I don't know how that happened. I think it was a mistake. But the fact that I was on it, what if he didn't like what I was having to say and he just took me off the show? I mean, that'd just be rude. So that's why I tried what I could to keep her going, because I didn't want to be rude. That's our guest. So that's your guest. I feel like I'm kind of an extended guest. So.
Well, Somebody called Viz a shell. Viz, the man who never said, I'm Mandela effect right here, I'm flat Earth right here. No, he was just an honest man from another community, and somebody called him a shell. It's like, how do you call somebody a shell who never even said he's in the community? He has fun doing his channel, and I love doing his channel. All three of us on his channel. We had a fun time. Sometimes Mandela effect gets so hardcore. Sometimes even flat Earth gets so hardcore. You need that off show, that kind of get your mind off of things. When I watch the Walking Dead Now show on YouTube, it's totally out of the ballpark. It's nothing.
It's
paranormal, but it's fun just to get away, just to talk about something else.
Yeah. Because after a while, your brain goes into overload. It's like you want to just listen to music and not worry that it's programmed. You want to watch a stupid show or a movie you liked in the 80s and know that it's programmed, but through it. I just need to relax.
These
100%.
Man.
And sometimes by doing that, you discover some things you never saw before, kind of like that night when I watched Twister. I just wanted to get it away. I just want to watch a 1991 movie, Twister, and then I saw that bear, like, holy shit, was this there before?
Yeah, the
bear. Sometimes you discover new things. And even kind of like when I watched Zap. And listen, City Family Man watched Zap after we made a show called Zap, and he saw the Wiener wrote differently. Yeah. So sometimes you find things when you're not even expecting to find things. And that's why I called the show. That's why I called the show today the Mandela Effect of Oz, because I'm going to be honest with you guys. There's a lot of Mandela effects that are saying it's in the movie of The Wizard of Oz. And I'll be honest, I only seen the movie once. I seen it as a kid. I didn't really like it, so I never went back to watch it. So if somebody told me there's like 30 things that it's been Mandela affected, you could be right. I don't know, because I haven't watched it enough. I've only seen it once. But Bob, do you know what is one of the main things that Mandela affected for Wizard of Oz? I don't know how many times you've seen it, but I only seen it once.
It's actually it's a telling movie about the economy, and you're the straw man. A straw man is somebody which, it's all about your money, financial systems. You have the straw man, the straw man in the system. The word for straw man in the system is. Then you have the Tin Man, then you have Dorothy, the innocent person with the dog. Anyway, one of the biggest ones, of course, is the gun. And so everyone knows about the pistol. There was no pistol. There was no pistol in the fucking movie.
Now who's supposed to have, who's supposed to have the pistol?
I have two of our kids that I was trying to explain them that this changed, and they said, "Oh, come on! There's no pistol, there's no giant wrench, there's no hammer, right?" I said, "All right, we're gonna watch it." I put it in a VHS copy, so it wasn't, a DVD super release. And sure enough, it all shows up, and I was waiting. I was even doing the, and nothing. They saw it, and they went, "Wow, I didn't remember that. That's so weird." Like, boom, they got the update.
Now, who has the who has the gun? What character?
The Scarecrow has the gun. The Tin Man has a wrench.
That's right.
He has like a giant hammer too.
Yeah,
they all have weapons.
Okay. Because like I said, I don't even remember. I only watched it once, and I don't remember guns in it because I only watched it once. I never really cared for it. But you're saying they have. So you're saying they have guns now?
Yeah, the
Pistol.
Scarecrow has a gun, and he has something else. The Tin Man has a wrench and his axe, and the Lion has it like a giant mallet or something. Like they're all
weaponized. They've got weapons. They're cruising. They didn't have weapons. They've got weapons. Literally, they're cruising with weapons. They weaponed up like the swords you guys have. They've got weapons. Strawman has a pistol, or Scarecrow has a pistol. He can barely hold it. He's just holding his pistol. Yeah. What did he tuck it back into his straw? And he's like puts it into his. But he's packing heat, man. You're talking about Scarecrow with packing heat in a movie. You know where he's at. He's got a pistol.
And you know they're doing it to other ones. Somebody, I forget. It was probably Neat Input. Told me about the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer cartoon. There's a Yukon something guy. This mountain man looks kind of like Bob, and he has
looking for silver or gold.
Yeah, he has a pistol now. He never had a pistol.
That's
he had a
right.
pistol. Why doesn't he just shoot the Yeti when it shows up? You know what I
mean? So he's got a pistol. Everybody's packing heat now.
That's right.
That's kind
they're
of funny.
Taking away our guns and they're giving them to the cartoons.
They're giving them to the cartoon people.
Yeah, because he was looking for silver. He wasn't looking for gold. I think he was actually looking for silver.
Was he looking for silver?
God.
Or was it gold, man?
I don't know if the room knows. I'm at the airport right now. I'm gonna be picking up my daughter-in-law and my grandson, which is awesome. So if I have to go away from the camera, that's why she'll be here.
No problem.
Yep.
Do you feel old being a grandpa?
Yeah, it feels weird. I mean, it's my wife's son, or her son. But it's still, I'm a grandpa.
You're still grandpa.
It's not a complete thing. Like if it was my kid, maybe that's a different level. I don't know. I'll see when I hold him. Kind of exciting.
You're still grandpa. Grandpa's only teachers. It's just a name for a teacher. You don't have to be biologically connected to a baby.
Hey, I got the grayish beard. I'm cool. What do you got there? Oh, they're smoking pipes. Nice.
I was looking for some kind of article about Mandela Effect or Wizard of Oz, and I was just reading this comment. This is the Mandela Effect on the Wizard of Oz. This guy wrote, a lesser-known phenomenon called the Mandela Effect has been bugging me for a while now. For those who don't know what the Mandela Effect is, a phenomenon where a person recalls something that did not happen or that something happened differently from the way it happened. And only recently I found out after all this time that the Scarecrow from the Wizard of Oz has a gun. Yes, a gun. The amount of times I watched this film and never spotted the Scarecrow with a revolver. Hundreds over the years, and now all of a sudden, towards the end of the film, before he gets ripped apart by those flying monkeys, he's carrying a gun. This is called the Mandela Effect. So this drawing represents my thoughts on the strange phenomenon. Did you see the gun? Now, the reason I brought that up,
even more crazy, is the wrench that the Tin Winsman has. It's gigantic. It's like a cartoon, ridiculous wrench like Bugs Bunny would have.
Well, it's a railroad wrench, right? For like a railroad? It would be like one of them railroad
it's
wrenches.
Even bigger. It's the biggest wrench you've ever seen. God. It's like half the size of his body.
I kind of
and the people I put it on, they're like, "Oh, I just didn't remember that." How do you not remember a gigantic wrench?
Big wrench.
Well, the reason I brought up that article is I hate when sometimes people use the word phenomenon, because people hear the word phenomenon, they're automatically putting in people's head that it's mostly fake, it's not real. And I want people to understand in the chat, who's ever watching this, that the word phenomenon does not mean it's like fake. Phenomenon is real. It just means it's rare, and they don't understand fully why something happens. And this is also why the reason I brought this up. In the military, I had an injury, guys. I had an injury. I was involved in, I can't say fully why it happened, but let's just say I was involved in some kind of explosion. and my hands got involved. My hands got damaged in an explosion where I lost a lot of nerve feelings in my hands. And what happens to my hands? I know you can't see it now, but there's a disease that I have. I don't know why I'm even calling it a disease. It's not really a disease. It's called Raynaud's phenomenon. And there's that word again, phenomenon. What it is sometimes if it's too cold, sometimes I have to wear gloves because the blood rushes out of my hands. It's like my hands are pale white, and it's like 1,000 needles are stabbing into it. But they call it Raynaud's phenomenon because they don't understand why it happens. They know it does happen. And the reason I'm bringing up the word phenomenon, it doesn't automatically mean it's fake. It means it's real. They just don't understand why it happens. It makes sense with Mandela effect. They know it's happening, but they don't know why. But there's a lot of uneducated people when they hear the word phenomenon, they think of the John Travolta movies, like it's kind of fake. It's not real. So that's why I brought up that article.
Well, everybody has it. Everyone. I mean, everybody has it. I mean, everyone I talk to comes up with an answer. I mean, do you remember this? They answer it correctly, and then the sentence is over, and then the whole conversation is gone. So, I mean, I've talked to so many people, and everybody has it, but they don't not bothered by it, and they move over. They go back to their routine. They get their download. It's a program download they have to follow.
This is our other guest, Sweeze, that he was able to come on today. We've been working on this to come on.
Good to see you.
So how's it going, Sweeze?
Very, very familiar
You
with
picked
all
a good
of
day.
that.
It's No Hat Monday.
It's no
hat
We're
Monday.
allowed with no hat today. So
I got this hair hat right now.
everybody has better hair than me. Everyone.
I'm growing the Peaky Blinders. You guys know what that is?
I love it.
Nice.
So
I'm doing Arthur Shelby.
Sweeze,
It's
the
almost
Wizard
like
of
the
Oz.
Boondocks guy too, right? Didn't he have that kind of thing? Big,
The Boondock Saints?
yeah. That cartoon.
No, not really like that. Not really like that. Well, kind of, sure.
It's a small screen on my phone, so.
Gotcha.
So Sweeze, this is the first time that we're actually ever talking to you live. This is the first time you're on the show, which is fantastic. What are your beliefs? I want real quick. Are you Mandela affected in the community, or are you a flat earther more? What do you consider your background?
Oh man,
Nothing?
my background I research everything. First of all, I would not categorize myself as a flat earther. I don't think it's wise to put yourself in any category with something that isn't 100% provable yet. So I can absolutely prove to you 100 different ways that we do not live on the spinning globe like they say. Absolutely.
Okay.
So I'm a globe denier. I have some theories based on, I think if you put yourself in a flat earth category, everybody's going to think that you automatically believe that we live in a snow globe, like how it's depicted on those flat earth models. Like we all know what it is. Antarctica goes around, which that's very possible. I do buy into that Antarctica theory as well. It makes sense. I also do believe though that there's more land beyond that. So do I think there's a firmament over us? I do, but I don't necessarily think it's like a glass dome. Like it might be like an energy field, Your question was, am I a Mandela affected?
Yeah.
Or a flat earther?
Well, we got so many people in different communities that's in this chat. Sometimes I'm curious what community are they mostly from. I got some phenomenon people. So I was just curious what category, kind of what you know what I mean? Like, if you do mostly Mandela effect, then that's fine.
No. I do everything. So okay. I will talk about any subject. I've pretty much researched every single subject there is. Well, I can't really say that because I don't know what I don't know. Sometimes I do stumble across new things, but it's pretty rare at this point. When I discovered the Earth was not a globe, like they say. Space very well possibly could. I don't want to say fake, but it's definitely not what they say it is. That I'll go that far. You know, there's no way stars are what they say they are. I think they're just luminary lights, or they could be anything really. For me to really say that anything is one thing, that's kind of more acting like a globe believer, like acting like science. And they're trying to say everything is one way when they do not know. So I have theories on everything. What I was gonna say though is like 5 or 6 years ago when I discovered flat Earth, I'll just say flat Earth. When I discovered that, I was already researching I've been researching for about 12 years. I had a really life-changing experience, which I won't get into right now. But I started with like, you know, Illuminati, selling your soul to the devil. I started with all that, and then I got into 9/11, and well, I don't want to say that on here, but I got into that, and like that was so obvious to me, and I did start thinking over the years, like, why isn't this obvious to everyone, you know? But those kind of things didn't really affect my life. And then flat Earth came along, and I was like, holy shit, like this is the biggest thing to ever happen, ever, because this changes everything. People think like, oh, it doesn't matter if you live on a flat Earth or a globe. Yes, it does, because flat Earth proves the creator, and that's extremely important.
Nice. Yeah.
I think
it does. It does.
It does.
Listen. Just not even believing in science and anything like that. You know, I grew up on Star Wars, and somebody slapped you, and the government all came out and say, dude, the Earth is flat. We lied to you all these years. Everything you loved right now is still imagination. You still think it could be real.
Yeah.
But if they came out and said it's all flat, your whole theory about going to space, going somewhere where you've never been before, is gone. I mean, it's gone. Bob, you said it yourself that when you felt that the Earth could be flat, you feel so depressed because there's nothing out there for you.
Yeah, well, yeah. In 2000, I worked at the Museum of Flight Aviation. I put up the globes and shit. So anyway, to realize the science in this, I'm not from here, so this place I'm at right now is fucking flat. Again, I didn't just sit in a room, make that decision, guys. I sold my house. I went on the airplanes and I flew to fucking Europe. I've been flying all around the places. And I've been hop skipping and looking out the windows. I've been looking at the planes change all the time, but I'm seeing flat surface. So I'm not seeing the curvature. I'm talking to pilots. I'm used to pilots. I'm used to talking all kinds of, I know the language. Even they're like, well, we set our calculations. It's all automatic pilot. So they don't even know. They don't know because it's automatic pilot. Everything's, does it compensate for the bend? No, it just goes straight. And the time it takes to get to places, every flight. Oh, this is the captain speaking. We're about 2 hours early today. 2 hours early, huh? We're early here. Every pilot, we're always early wherever we go. Of course, we're always early. This is supposed to take 13 hours. We got there at 11. You know, like this is.
I mean, because there's no traffic.
No traffic. There's no turn. There's no curves. There's no compensation. Everything's smaller here, much more compact. It literally, I don't care. People. The problem is everyone has a memory like mine. I used to remember big. I was a helmsman. We went to Australia. Australia was down under, so everything was huge. But over here, we're here in a flat place. We're in a flat place. We're in a record. We're on a disc. I don't know how God put us at a disc, but it's in the, as long as it's written somewhere, I feel a little comfortable. Now, I would go nuts, guys. I was in depression because there was no space, but the Bible was there, and I'm not a Christian. However, it is written in there, and especially in the Torah, that there's a firmament. It's like, okay, at least somebody wrote about it, so I don't feel crazy. It's right there in the fucking pages.
I totally believe in the firmament, but I do believe I definitely don't buy into the actual flat Earth model that's accepted. Like when you, when people think of a flat earther, they have one thing in mind. They think every single flat earther thinks exactly the same. So I stopped calling myself a flat earther like a long time ago.
I don't say that either. Yeah, I don't say it. I don't say flat earther.
Right.
I say geocentric. I'm geocentric.
Well, dude, that makes perfectly sense. It's like not everybody has the same Mandela effects.
Right.
I saw a movie one way, you saw a movie another way. Who's
And
right,
Eric,
who's wrong? You don't know.
Eric,
You
that's
really
what I
don't
wanted.
know.
That's what I wanted to tell you to totally answer your question in a very long way. I'm a huge flat earther. I thought that was gonna be the epitome of my research. Like nothing could be bigger than this ever. And then like a week and a half later, bro, within 2 weeks apart from each other, I got Mandela affected, man. And I was like, and this was like 5 or 6 years ago when pretty much a lot of people I talked to, the same thing had happened. So they have to be connected in that some way. So
But what was it? What was that one thing that said, holy shit, this is wrong? What was it? A movie? Was it a show?
No, it wasn't that. I don't mean I got personally Mandela affected, because I think we've gotten personally Mandela affected throughout our whole lives. We just never realized it. Now we have all of this access to technology, so we can all talk to each other. Like if you know in your heart, okay, that like, you know, a candy bar name has changed, and then you go to your neighbor and you're like, yo, bro, like this never was like this, and they're like, I don't think so, man. And then you're just gonna drop it. You're not even gonna tell anybody else. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, it's just not gonna work like that. So now we have millions of people that we can access at the same time that are saying the same thing. So
yeah.
But what I was saying is, while I was going into my rabbit holes and stuff, going into flat Earth and everything, Mandela effect video, like 5 of them, 5 Mandela effects, like real quick. And one was the Bernstein Bears, bro. And I know a lot of people were woken up for this, and I'm gonna tell you the Mandela effect. I don't even need to research about it happening, because I know I trust myself, and I have stories that do not make sense with the new way, and I will explain. So with the Bernstein Bears, people are going to say, oh, you're just remembering it wrong, but like it's just one letter, but it's bigger than that, because the Bernstein Bears implies that they are Jewish bears.
Correct.
Bernstein Bears does not. So
correct.
Why was I always asking my mother and making jokes about the Bernstein Bears, which I had every single book. I loved them, okay? I would always talk to my mother about the Jewish bears, man. And I was so young to even know, like, I just knew Steen was usually a Jewish person. I already knew that at like 7, 8 years old, you know? So I would never make that mistake. So that woke me up to like, okay, shit, now this right here is way bigger than flat Earth. It's way bigger than everything, because even if you think flat Earth is bigger, the Mandela effect can change it to a globe tomorrow.
Dude, you're thinking. Thank you for doing that. You're correct.
No, I appreciate that. You know, like I said, everybody has different things that really kind of opens up in the world. You know, for me, it wasn't Bernstein Bears, because I never read the books, so I never really cared about the names just because I never read the book. But like when Bob talked about Dottie, that flipped me out. Like, what do you mean she doesn't have braces? Fuck you.
Okay.
I watched Wizard of Oz. I only seen it once, so I can't tell you about Mandela effects, and I only seen it once.
Right.
But Moonraker, I seen that movie like 10, 15 times, because Roger Moore was my James Bond. That was my era. And she had fucking braces.
You know what,
That's
bro?
my reality.
I've only seen that movie once, and it was right around the same time that I was getting into the Mandela effect. This was like 5 years ago. And I remember my roommate at the time was like, yo, you got to watch James Bond films. And I was like, I don't like James Bond. I never have, ever. And I don't really like, okay, I'm going to say, I don't like Star Wars either. I'm sorry. I don't. But people are like, oh, you got to watch it. I had tried, bro. Like, so he bought the whole set from like, what, the 50s or whatever on. Like, And he was like, bro. And he's like, you gotta watch it now. So like, I was like, all right, fine. So we started watching it from like the 60s on, which Dolly's Braces was the last one I saw with him. He's obsessed with this movie. And even seeing it once, I can tell you that if she does not have braces, the entire plot of that whole scene doesn't make any sense.
Yes, because the only reason he liked her is because she had like what he has. Otherwise, he's just an old man trying to pick up on a young girl.
Well, you guys do know that there's more. That movie's more than that braces scene because it's got several truth drops for Mandela effects.
Really?
When he takes he takes another spy out and he throws him in. They're in an elevator, some kind of fight he has. James Bond. He throws him over whatever deck, but he says something that's significant. Roger Moore says, "Play it again, Sam." After he threw the guy over, he says, "Play it again, Sam." I'm like, wait a minute.
Interesting.
That's removed. That's also removed. That's a Mandela effect because in Casablanca, when Bogart is sitting there and he lets this girl go and he's smoking a cigarette like his girl's taking off, she's on an airplane, he's just lost her again. So he looks over at his buddy and says, "Play it again, Sam." Like, just play this song over. I've listened. It's a sad song he always listens to when the girl goes away. So he plays the song again. It's gone. There is no "Play It Again, Sam" anymore in that movie. No more "Play It Again, Sam." But it's in Moonraker. He says, "Play it again, Sam." He quotes the movie from Casablanca. What? So there's another truth in the movie. I go, wait a minute. You said "Play it again, Sam," right there. So the movie has a lot of information.
It's like every movie, there's a hint. And there's like a clue for
hints to the other movie.
Kind of like you saw that bear on Twister. Like, where the fuck that bear come from? Is that a hint? Or Meatball with that number 13 that you never saw before. Yeah. What is that hint? What does that mean? It's like a clue to the biggest clue of them all. And what is that clue? That's what we're all trying to search for.
Dude. Well, yeah, even that movie Flight with Denzel Washington. He flew the plane upside down. He flew the plane upside down, and people are like, well, that's just a movie. No, you don't know.
I never watched it, but I know what you're talking about.
We're not from here, so the technology for that plane to do that never existed in our timeline. The tail never had those. It never moved like this. The tail fins in any plane that we ever flew in didn't move like this. We had two engines under a wing, and we had the ailerons and all, but nothing like the fucking tail fins going like this. So in the movie, for him to make that maneuver because it was locked. It's telling you because the 737s had a rash of explosions. The planes were going down all over the United States. They were going down in Russia. Oddly enough, it was Ethiopia, the lion. It was a big lion on the Ethiopian airplane that went down because those rudders got fucking locked. It got locked and it blew up. But that lion is also missing from the Bible. So even when you see these accidents happen in the Matrix or whatever is going on, whatever world, keep an eye on it because now that lion is gone from that airplane. But he flew upside down using that new technology to save the passengers and flew back over. And you can't do that with the old planes. You can't fly upside down on the old old planes. So even the movies are giving you, all of them are giving you truth drop. So you're watching that movie going, in my time, planes can't do that.
And that's what scares me about flying, because I mean, if these things are changing, like I'm sure the pilots are Mandela affected. Like, are they gonna know how to fly this plane? You know?
True, but if you're doing it every single day, you get used to it. So you might
it's just different.
You might not be recognizing the change. Like we had a guy named Viz on, and he's a mechanic. But then he didn't say he really saw changes. But at the end of that video, he said that he remembers the engine was differently from the front and back. And he's a mechanic, but I can see where if you work there every single day,
you won't get it.
It becomes normal.
Well, if you're in it,
maybe
it goes right back to the answer I got from Ireland. The lakes, and when I was in England, these lakes were never there. People, they were never these lakes were never there. And the new Ireland and the new England, and so I'm hanging out with people with the Mandela effect. Who's got it worse than a lot of us have it? They got the numbers. They can spot shit in it. I mean, these British fuckers know they know the changes when it happens, like immediately. But they don't know that. I'm trying to explain, guys. These canal systems, I don't remember. ever. Like, what are you talking about? It's always been here. Not for me. I'm from the States, and these doesn't exist. There's places where people are from that have the Mandela effect that their place never existed in my timeline. So they don't get the download for that. Always been
different. Everyone's different. That's what makes it so interesting.
Yes.
Is everyone is different. And
one of the guys,
I'm not worried about like the plane thing I was just saying, like crashing because the pilots don't know, because I firmly, from research and my own experiences and what I see, I firmly believe this is the work of the creator. Just like Flat Earth was trying to open up your eyes that there is an ultimate creator. I was never religious, man. I never believed in God. But Flat Earth and Mandela Effect made me extremely enlightened and spiritual. And it opened my eyes that there is a creator, and that's the main purpose of this, I think.
Well, we got Richard, who's actually at the airport right now. You see any difference in planes while you're there?
I'm at the pickup. I see a lot of masks because it's funny. There's a sign that says they require you to wear a mask, but we just walked in. Nobody cares. The people coming off the plane all have them on. But then, like, when I met my daughter-in-law, I made her take it off. And she's got a little baby, so everyone's staring at us like, you're killing me, you know? But, no, it's the plane thing is wild, and I agree with you, Sweeze. It's like, whatever happens, I don't understand how the changes happen if we shift timelines or different reality. I don't even know, but none of us know. But whatever it is, planes work this way here, period. That's it. That's all you have to know. It's like, okay, in the world we live in, planes work this way. Okay, I got it. You know, that's the only thing you can do.
Right.
Bob's like, I hope it works because I want to make it home safely. I want to fly back.
Well, I'm reading this. I used to work on the plane, so I want to read this. The planes are different completely. They've got air brakes, man. Air brakes. They go to reverse.
Yeah, the wings do all kinds of weird stuff.
Yeah, you know how when I was a helmsman on a ship, you could throw it in reverse, right? So the ship's coming in at a certain speed, and then engines back full. So they reverse the fucking props to slow down the ship, and then they'll go forward at a small knot. But the planes now are doing the same thing. They've got reverse thrusters, like in a movie. Reverse thrusters high. And the fucking planes are reversing. And they got the fucking air brakes up. I watched the air brake. I go, I've never seen air brakes. And they come off the engines like a sail. Like, wow. Holy shit. They're like a sail coming off the engines. Coming down.
Louise, you said something that I agree 100%. I wasn't spiritual really at all. I didn't read the Bible. I didn't know any of this. And then once I figured it out, oh my God, there's something going on here. Like my kids accuse me of being really religious or spiritual. And if you watch my videos, I talk a lot about it, but that's just who I am now. I mean, it's just it. It's not like I better study up in religion. I don't even believe in religion, but I know who the creator is now, and he knows me, and that's amazing to be in.
And I'm glad I wasn't religious either, because I think it was easier for me to become spiritual because I wasn't tied down to a belief that was completely, indoctrinated for their own agenda, like major religions, So I'm glad I was.
We have two people in the chat saying hat missing.
I thought
they're pretty upset that you guys aren't wearing hats.
I know. I'm at the airport. When I get,
it's okay not to wear a hat. We just joke around.
No. Actually, at the airport, you're not supposed to wear a hat. They make you take it off because they don't know what's underneath at an airport. Everybody's a terrorist.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got more hair than that's considered a hat.
Probably got a beanie around.
So, Sweeze, I'm going to be honest with you, Sweeze. I've only known you from the chat itself. So, do you have a web page? Do you have a YouTube page or something on the side that you want to promote to people to check you out or something?
Yeah, my YouTube is just Sweeze, just like it's spelled right there. I'm the only one. I got a bunch of music pages too. That's what I do, and I'm starting to make a lot more truther music. I'm getting a weird sound. What is it? Do you guys hear that?
Me too. I'm not touching anything.
It was saying.
Cut out right now though, because I got to get in the car, so I'm going to cut out. Hopefully, it's not me, and I'll see you in a little bit.
Okay. Later, bro.
It is his phone.
Yeah, so
Can somebody in the chat find Swee's YouTube channel and please put it in the chat for me? I appreciate that.
yeah, if you search for me on Google, man, I'm the only Sweeze, bro. That's part of the reason why I chose that name. I'm making currently. I started doing music again. I took a long while off because, I spent my entire life making music, and I discovered when I was, like probably about 10 years ago, something like that, that it was just an evil, more than just an evil corporation. It's more of a spiritual attack on your soul. So I discovered that firsthand. And I still love making music though. So I just do it because I love it now. And I do feel like I was blessed with the gift of lyricism. I've always been able to write songs, and I've always had the ability to have an open mind and be intelligent enough to decipher what's true and not, So I do believe I'm sent here to put out a message. I didn't sign with any labels back in the day because I wanted to put out just positive music. It wasn't truther music back then. I was still not there, but I am there now. So I am back out of retirement, and I'm currently working on some bangers that are also completely truth. I am only going to speak completely truth music from now on. Flat Earth, Mandela Effect, every kind of conspiracy that's really not a damn conspiracy. I'm going to talk about everything, man. So
the 60s. We're going back to the 60s. All right. Back to the freedom music.
So what is exactly, I know you're saying what kind of music, what do you write about now, but what is it, rock and roll? Is it rap? What kind of music do you do?
I'm not a rapper. I am a hip hop artist. Big difference there. I actually, I've always prided myself on my lyrics and my message. Always. You listen to any of my songs on YouTube, you will see that. And it's always positive, man. The bottom line is music should only be about positive vibes and sending out more positive energies and raising the vibration of this world, because that is the biggest, most important thing right now, is raising the vibration of everybody.
So you don't like to play Cookie Monster rock? You don't play Cookie Monster rock? Like, cookies. 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 No, Cookie Monster rock.
Well, see, I mean, the lyrics on that one were pretty good, though. I thought the message was pretty good. I mean, I love cookies. It made me feel good because I thought about cookies.
I love cookies. I'm trying to do. You call that, Bob? Death rock. I love cookies.
Death rock.
Is that pretty good?
Cookies. We used to hang out. No, we were all kids, man. I hung out with guys. I listened to punk rock when I was a kid. I seen your mama and your mama's dead. I seen your mommy in a pool of red. I thought it was the coolest thing I ever did see. Your dead mommy laying next to me.
All I wanted was a Pepsi, but they wouldn't give me a Pepsi.
All I wanted was a Pepsi. They wouldn't give me a Pepsi.
I used to be into all that when I was like between 10 and like 13, 14. I was a skateboarder with like crazy like red, yellow, orange hair, spiky, and I used to go to mod pits every fucking week. I used to be crazy into all that like screaming shit and everything. But I was also a rapper at that time as well. I was writing hip hop music and going to mosh pits. I'm glad I got the good blend. I feel like I've experienced a lot of things. I'm only 33, so I feel like I've experienced a lot of things.
33.
Yes, I'm
wearing a Tor shirt right here. Social Distortion.
I love Social Distortion. Yeah, I mean, it's okay to put some music out there. Music is spellcasting. I mean, this is bottom line. It's what it is. It's spellcasting. So either you're putting out a message to make people upset, or you're putting out a message to make people happy. It's black and white. It's that easy. So if you're putting out a song and your idea is like Oingo Boingo. Now they made music out of satirical, whatever, freaking. They're making music that's satire. So like you know, the movie songs about death and songs. It's actually more of a movie based music. You know, Eric knows what I'm talking about. Boingo Boingo.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah, yeah. You know, some of the music if you put out now, like the one song from Oingo Boingo, I like little girls, they make me feel good. You put that out now, people were like, "What? What they do?"
What is he saying? No, he's taking the piss out of you know. There's artists who take the piss out of everything. Music, like was it John or was that Vitch, whatever? He makes funny songs, and music has a way. It is spellcasting. You got to be careful now. If you're putting out a message like "slaughter your children," and I'm like, come on. No, turn it off. Get this who's up for get this guy.
Like Johnny Cash. Johnny Cash used to do his like rebel life in his music.
Rebel life.
Johnny Cash was considered like the first original punk rocker because he used music for saying things are wrong. That's why I wear black, you know. And since you're to music, do you have any thoughts on the song "Painted Black"?
I love Johnny.
Do you have any thoughts on that song "Painted Black"? The lyrics? No.
Well, the one it changed.
I'm not the best person to ask on that, but I know for a fact it definitely, absolutely changed. And I want to paint it black.
Yeah, say it because there's a lot of debate. People have been asking me that question. I'm like, well, I didn't even know it changed, and so I'm like trying to answer the best I can without even. I'm trying to remember how it went. So that's a good one. Tell everybody about what you remember from that song, because that's a lot of people keep asking questions about that song. What do you remember?
I remember Paint It Black, but I can tell you right now the changes in songs are extremely easy for me to tell you why it is not why I know it's not that way. And it's not because I remember it being a certain word, because it's the pronunciation and more of the flow between words. Because one of the biggest things besides like learning how to, you know, just structure lyrics is how to know which words are going to flow into other words more clearly. So it like for example, "It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood" has a completely different motion of the mouth than "It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood." That's why, because the and ma flow a lot better than this and ma. You have to move your mouth differently, which is why it does not flow better. So anybody writing that song that is actually a decent lyricist and knows what they're doing would do it with the neighborhood. Just like "I want it painted black." Oh, yeah. See, now I'm confused on that one. I'm not a good one to...
No, but that one, that's the reason why. It's so close. People, It's really a tricky one, man. That's why I tell people either way almost gets you get. I want to paint her back. As somebody put, I wanted to paint her back.
Yeah, I want to paint her.
I don't know.
I want to paint her back. I want to paint it black.
But you know what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying, though, right? So, like, see, that was difficult because both kind of flow equally, you know?
Yeah.
I agree it could be either way as far as, because my memory is not there in the song, it really could flow pretty well either way. But like I said, with like the Mr. Rogers thing, it does not flow. It's Correct. A beautiful day in this neighborhood. It doesn't. Any professional writer would tell you that.
In this I know, a beautiful day in this neighborhood. In this neighborhood, it's like it puts a foot down. It puts a foot down. It's a beautiful day in this neighborhood. Like this neighborhood.
What about my neighborhood, man?
What about my neighborhood? How about our neighborhood? No, it's not. It's this one. It's kind of it limits space. What it's telling me, it's the same thing when David Bowie has a song "Change." Is how was it the part he goes? He writes it down. It's like the way the song goes now. It's almost like it's on paper. How he marks the change. It's almost like it turned it from a world to a piece of paper. How he marks the changes on paper, and then This neighborhood means, again, it takes away space. To me, it takes away space. It's this, like if you were to refer to the flat Earth or whatever you want to, this space, just this space, other than all the spaces, beautiful. You know what I'm talking about? It limits space when I use those words like that. It keeps it condensed.
I agree.
Yeah.
Another huge one that just came to my mind, because I'm really not into Mandela effects that can really be debated, because a lot of them can be chalked up. They can't be chalked up to misremembering. None of them can. What I'm trying to say is a lot of them can be debated. I will give them that.
Yeah.
So whether it's a good debate or not, that's fine. But there are many that cannot be debated, or they can, but you're gonna be an idiot for being on that side. So like the City of Angels. Oh my God. What's that song?
Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Red Hot Chili Peppers, yeah.
Red Hot Chili Peppers. Under the bridge.
Yeah. The city I live in, the City of Angels. Yeah,
so
it's the City of Angels.
I didn't know about this.
It's the City of Angel with no S on the end.
City of Angels. So we're eliminating space again. Angels would be plural, which would be more. And then this neighborhood is one spot, eliminates space. Angel eliminates space. It's this angel.
It changes the whole meaning of what that says. So now it says the City of Angel. So Los Angeles is the City of Angels. That's like what it translates to or whatever. And the City of Angel would just mean like a guy named Angel.
It's the City of Angel.
I gotta be honest about Red Hot Chili Peppers. I honestly cannot listen to them no more. I just cannot.
What?
Radio killed them for me. Radio killed Red Hot Chili Peppers for me. They played them so fucking much on the radio. It's like the one rock band they all play. And I heard them so much on the radio. It's like, I can't hear them no more. I just can't. When Under the Bridge comes on, I turn it off. Or I turn the station. I'm not saying they're a bad band, because I used to like them.
No, a great band.
They had that funk sound. MTV and radio just fucking destroyed them like over and over every hour. Chili Peppers. To the point where
video killed the radio star.
Yes,
video killed the radio. Radio killed the video star.
It's like they play the most for rock and roll bands.
Yeah.
So if their songs are being Mandela,
I agree, Eric. Thank you. I'm not the only one. Well, that's cool.
Well, there's a reason that I'm going to remember now. We're in this place. So if God's in charge, and I know he is, and everything I see is a manipulation of something to see or hear at a certain time. Everything is in sync. Everything's mathematically perfect and whatever. So if you were to hear a lot of that song, you were supposed to. I mean, no, there's free will. Now, I don't know, man. There's some free will, but I know a lot of God's been maneuvering shit a lot in the past, especially with movies. Especially, he's been putting songs in people's heads to play, and then at a future date, that song is relevant, and for you to know the changes in the song or whatever. So each person has their own gift from God from their music they're performing, because it's going to be relevant later. Because, all the songs that people have ever gotten is inspired by an angel, or inspired by a god, inspired by whatever magic, whatever is up there to help you get your shit through and get it on paper and then get it sung. Everything's relevant all the way to now. It's why if you heard the song over and over again, like he's probably heard the song over and over again. That's why he knows it's City of Angels with an S, because you heard it so many times. Even me with a bad memory. Is it City of Angels or Angel? It's Angels, man. I heard that fucking song every other song. He was Angel with an S, 100%. I heard that song a billion times.
Makes no sense the other way. Like literally no sense
the other way. Like, ooh, it leaves it hanging. It's like
speaking of
sometimes it does confuse you now. Kind of like Star Wars. Luke, no, I'm your father. Now I remember the other way, but since everybody says it's supposed to be no, I'm your father. Now you get confused. Like I can't even remember what was what. You know what I mean? It's like,
come on,
you know.
You remember that it was Luke. Come on, everybody rememers that. I don't even like Star Wars, but
not everybody. There's
you can't get confused.
There's something. Listen, I'm a hardcore Star Wars fan. There's a lot of things that there's no debating for me. Like, I'm your father. You know, I know that's Luke. I'm your father. I know that's the saying. But I still will debate a little bit on the silver leg. I'm not fully on the silver leg thing. I'm not. Just because I studied film in school, I studied all cameras and how they use the camera, how a silver leg can look pure gold. I think we lost them. So I cannot honestly say the silver leg is 100% Mandela effect for me because I believe it could have been silver because of the old cameras. How they film on the planet with all the lighting, the gold shines out. But Luke, I'm your father. It's Luke, I'm your father. It's not no, I'm your father. Not he's back.
Is he back? There he is.
So I agree. I'm not. You got to be honest with yourself. You can't say everything's Mandela effect just because everybody else says it. Because I debate the silver leg. I think it's always been silver. Honestly.
No. And I'm not saying, like I said before, everybody is certainly experiencing different Mandela effects simultaneously.
Eric and I are an example of that, dude. We're 100%. We just had a show the other day, about money being transitioned back and forth in the movie. Remember, Eric?
Back to the Future.
Back to the Future.
Bob doesn't remember it, and I do.
He throwing some lettuce to the cop. He's like, he's like palming the fucking ear, a little bit of fucking green for you, dude. Let's walk away from this. Walk away. He's pulling out, and you see like that, was it a $50 bill or a 20? You see the cash going, and then that cop's like sinister looking on the camera. Not for me, Eric. Yes. 100%. Me, I'm like, I've never seen that. I've seen him put the letter in the pocket. I seen him kind of look over at the cop, and there was no emphasis on the cop whatsoever. Then the cop meanders away. That was it. Then it goes back to the scene about blah, 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 the talk about the letter. Don't tell me about the letter. Don't tell me. There was nothing. Nothing that cop took away from zero of the scene. But in Eric's version, he did pull him down, whip out his wallet, pull out some freaking lettuce, and you see the money being transitioned over. I'm like, Eric, no, man. Eric's like,
Bob, real quick, Bob. I don't remember nobody ever talked about this one in Star Wars. Long Reach One says Obi-Wan killed my father. I don't remember somebody mentioning that as a Mandela effect.
Obi-Wan killed my father?
Obi-Wan killed my father. Are you a Long Reach One? Are you saying that's what is being said now? Or what was it said before? Or what is it supposed to say now? I'm curious on that one because I don't remember that one. I never heard anybody brought that one up. For me, I don't remember.
Obi-Wan killed my father? Huh? I don't remember that. I'd have to see that. I'm not saying it's wrong. I just never heard of it.
No, that's why I want to bring that one up. I don't remember that one at all. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah. So someone has to do the research on that one.
Now here's another song. Somebody in the chat brought up. Bon Jovi, Dead or Alive is the Mandela effect for me.
Oh.
Now Brian did a video on Wanted Dead or Alive, that song.
Oh,
I'm trying to remember. Now he made a video about it, and I didn't catch the whole video. What's the biggest change for that song? Does somebody know? Can somebody tell me?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, man, I don't even look into the Mandela effect at all anymore. Nor do I look into flat Earth at all anymore. Though what I look into now is what's the next step, because I don't need to be proven that the Mandela effect exists.
Correct.
I'll talk about it. I know enough to talk about, like, I know pretty much all of them. I'm not gonna lie, but there's no sense in me keep on researching these and trying to like do any research at all on them because I've had thousands that have already happened, and like people are gonna completely wake up when things are personal to them, for sure.
Yeah.
So one of them I wanted to bring up when we were talking about since we're talking about music is I have a song called Side of My Chest. And like I said, I have been writing songs since I was like 7 or 8 years old, bro. Like every single day, I've written thousands. And I am extremely particular on my words. Every single word has to be perfect, okay? So the chorus in the song is, what makes me the best? Everything I say comes straight from the left side of my chest, side of my chest.
I got you. That's good. That's good.
Anybody who knows this knows what I'm getting at right now. The heart is no longer on the left side of your chest. It's like somewhat left, but it's like in the middle. You know, like I grew up putting my hand over my heart when I was doing the Pledge of Allegiance. For anybody old enough that remembers doing that, and yeah, the whole song, like when I was even rapping it, what makes me the best? Everything I say comes straight from the left side of my chest. You know, it was all about speaking from the heart. That's what the whole song was about, guys. So like something like that is like, was I gonna write that if my heart was like in the middle of my chest, only slightly left? Would I really write an entire song about speaking from the heart and using that chorus? Come on, man.
I know.
Out of here.
Yeah.
Well, this is the change of Wanted Dead or Alive. Somebody wrote, Gary Cooper wrote this. It changed from only the names have changed to only the names are changed. Oh, okay.
Are. Only the names are.
It's definitely have.
I've never really been a huge Bon Jovi fan. I mean, I respect the guy.
Yeah.
But so I don't really like listen to his music. So it's hard for me to say I remember that. I know the song. But I don't.
It's
not like distortion where I know a ball and change. And if there's a change in it, I will know.
But that's pretty harsh. He's a lyricist. He knows how harsh that is. R, R change. That's a kind of a harsh. That's another. Another.
Yeah,
this is what I love about the community. People are teaching us new things every day. Now I know what that change is, what people are talking about. I appreciate that. Thank you, Gary. I appreciate that. And you know what, Sweet? You sound like a lot like Bob, where you write something down and then you notice a change of your own writing, which is it always knocks your socks off.
Oh, do you do that too? Did you get your own writing changed? Did your writing changed?
No, I haven't noticed personally that any of my writing has specifically changed.
Go back to your old lyrics. Read them.
Yeah.
That's how Bob figured out that he wrote stuff that he didn't know he wrote.
Dude,
you should go back to your old lyrics and see if something that changed.
You'll freak out. I have a journal. No, I can't remember shit, so I write things down all the time. And I even have a journal from the military back in 93, the 90s all the way up to 95. And I went back to my old journal, and I'm like, who wrote this? This is my handwriting. This is a poem. I'm like, I don't remember writing this fucking poem. And I'm flipping pages. I wrote this. I don't remember writing this. And then we're going through the journal. And so I remember this is different. Mandela effects in my own shit. In my own, I did a Facebook show one day. My Facebook's changed. I'm talking about building a time machine in 2009. With all the mathematical things you can do for it, I'm like, that's me? When did I do this?
Bob, was it the show on Friday or was the show on Wednesday where I showed people 2 pictures of me on the basketball team?
Yes.
One picture, I had a 20, and another picture, I was wearing a 13.
13. He's wearing a 20 and 1. That's what his old number was. And then the other one, he's 13. I'm like, wow. And he found this after. Now, I'm not saying he did anything, but maybe he found, or as a sign for him, he found that after he found Bill Murray wearing a 13 in the movie, the movie Meatballs. So Eric finds he's all, dude, look, he's coming down. He's like, look what I found. Mandela, he found his own, man. He's excited. He's found his own. Nobody's got this. Look at Bill Murray wearing a 13. I go, he never wore 13 in that fucking scene. It's a clear 13. But then right after that, he went and found it. He's going through his old photos and he finds his and all of a sudden he's wearing a 13.
Right, Bob? We all said Mandela Effect gives you clues. I really feel Meatball gave me the clue to look for something in a picture for 13.
That's how.
Otherwise, I probably would have looked at that basketball picture, not even realized the number. But because
you had it in your head. Yeah, you had it in your head. See, that's how I was it 2016 and 17. I had one person to help me out, like a code and responder, would do a video, and then I'd watch a video to learn how to do my stuff, kind of a follow-up. And then this person gave me a code about something, and I was curious. I was just curious. I'm walking through my house, and I look up at a magazine that me and my son bought from an antique store, and this magazine had a lot of to do with Civil War. The South. It had General Lee on the cover, so it was a cool old picture, old like magazine thing. It was old, and it had General Lee. So I go in the house, I turn around, I look up. That's not General Lee. That's a fucking regular guy in a suit.
No, Bob. Dean H is correct. You were stoned.
No, I was not stoned. Actually, I was stoned. Very good. That's how you stay aware. That's how you stay alert too. So I went in the house and I pulled the magazine down and I opened it up. Music. The whole thing is it's music. I don't write music. I don't read music. My son doesn't write music. He don't read music. We bought this magazine because of the Civil War. It changed to music. Why music? And just so happened that when my coder was doing it was playing music. I'm playing music, and then I went in the house and I saw a magazine change to music. Eric saw his the Bill Murray thing, and then he went and found his own 13. It changed in his life. Like fucking weird. It's a message to you. It's to you and only you.
Question: why? What's the message? No, that's the part, right? We're trying to figure out what's the message. What's his clue? What am I supposed to look for next? You know?
It's all a collective message. And everything I say is strictly just my opinion. That's all I can give. But it's extremely well researched and lived. So I think every single thing in the Mandela Effect, some are only there just to wake people up. Okay, like. I think that's why a lot of our favorite movies in every single genre, favorite candy bars in every single different kind of candy bar, every single aspect of any person's life has been affected by something that they would absolutely know for a fact was one way before. So I think a lot of things only have that specific message to let you know that things are changing. So I think that's the only they have, but then some things are more personal to you and have a deeper, more specific message. And I don't think it's like a treasure hunt or anything. I don't think you have to keep following clues or anything. I think the ultimate message that we need to know, and I'm going to talk about something that's going to blow your mind in a second, and it goes with this. So I think the ultimate thing that we need to know is that the Mandela Effect, in my opinion, is to awaken the masses to the creator at a time of this is the last resort, guys. And you can see it in the world now that the evil, the times of tribulation, whatever you want to call it, is happening right now. And people need to wake the fuck up, dude. That's what the creator is saying. Is like, I'm here, wake the fuck up. That's the message.
How old are you? How old are you?
Me?
33, dude. He's 33.
I'm 33. It just so happens I turned 33, the magical 33 in 2020. My birthday is March 12th, which March 13th, we did the national lockdown. I'm not saying I'm special, but I don't know. My birthday is 3/3 as well. 3/12. I don't know.
I just love seeing younger people having such an intelligent explanation on why you believe in it. I mean, you're giving some good explanations. I mean, I feel your passion on it. Now, I don't see you on a lot. Do you go on a lot of shows, or is this like one of your first shows? So, are you saying you're first?
I only call into shows. Man. But
Are we your first? Is this your first live show?
I hate to disappoint you, but you're not my first, guys. But you are. No, I can't even say you're my first three-way because my first show.
He already figured it out. He figured it out. We're gonna go into that fucking joke mode, and he's like, "I already got it, guys. You're my first three-way."
I was on. You guys know Steve Jamo?
Yeah, we were gonna Eiffel Towered you. We Eiffel Towered you. Oh yes, Eiffel Tower. He's the first three-way.
That's acceptable. I don't know how I'm going to
explain my wife that we're a guy's first three-way. I don't know how I'm going to explain that.
So yeah, Eric. I mean, I watch you guys all the time, and I know all of you guys. I feel like personally already. But
somebody said you called into the Rose Show. Okay, that's cool. I must have missed that one.
Oh yeah. I've called him the Roses Show a couple times, but I want to be face to face with people now. I don't necessarily want to make my own YouTube channel. Like honestly, I'm just gonna put my music up there. I don't even like. That's it. And anybody that wants to find me, cool. I'm not gonna advertise it or nothing. But that's my main focus is music. I'm not gonna start my own live channel or anything like that. But I do want to come on other people's live channels as much as possible from now on, because I definitely have a lot to say about a lot of topics. Like me and Steve Jamo and Truth Seeker were talking about the mud floods, man. That's super interesting as well. You know, if you guys don't know about that.
I know all about the mud floods. Yeah, I saw there's evidence is there. I saw it in Manchester like a motherfucker. There's evidence that's overwhelmingly. I'm like, and I went to school for archaeology, so I know about geology and all that. So I did I went down there and I filmed it. I filmed it all, and there is so much evidence. Again, England isn't the same England that I remember. So even when
everybody, Bob went to college for this. Bob went to college for this field. That's why Bob knows so much about land, knows all this. He's just not making shit up. He's been to college. He studied this.
I'm sciencing fucking metal with my feet and my hands and my eyes.
Yeah, that's why he worked at a museum of flight, because he's went to college for it. So okay, I'm sorry, Bob. I want people to know that your background, your source.
Mud flood all over England, man. It's all over Europe. There's like weirdest things, even in Paris's underground. I was in Paris underground tunnels. I filmed it. You guys gotta check out my film in Paris. I have a whole set of films on that. And you see the skulls. There's more than 7 million fucking bodies in there. There's millions, plural, in there.
Please, you probably didn't know that Bob was in there, right? You probably didn't know that.
I was in the Paris undergrounds illegally in some spots. And,
hey Bob, if I put you. Hey, Bob, I'm going to put your YouTube page in the chat.
Yeah.
How long ago was that video if somebody wants to find it?
It's under its own category. It's under Paris. I have them separated. So I have one. I was in Paris. There's a lot of artifacts, antiquities, underground Paris. I did a whole thing with cameras and stuff and show people evidence. Like, here's evidence, guys. I'm Robert Wood, and I'm showing you evidence of bullshit. I mean, I went to the Louvre, man. I was at the one of them caught fire, but we won't talk about that. But Paris, it was kind of crazy. The Notre Dame caught fire when I was around the Notre Dame. I got the whole film footage of some of the fire spots up on the roof.
So that's his webpage, guys. In the chat, go to Bob's channel. And Bob, how you go again? You said type in Paris.
Yeah, there's a section. If you go to all my videos, there's like one labeled Paris. You can go to that one, and like it should be labeled. Yeah.
You have live footage. You were holding up a skeleton. I
had skeletons. I had the actual skulls on camera. Like, look at you can see the whole changes in the face. We have these new holes in our face, the nerve endings and cerebral cortex, or not cerebral, but the back. Everything's growing back this way, so our skulls went slope and it's growing back, and our lizard brains are huge, and all the nerve endings coming off the spine was never there. I mean, it's like we have two brains. We actually have three brains. We have three brains, separate brains in the.
I think I have at least four.
It's crazy. And I tell people, what is my scientific? Well, people are living out of the old brain. They're living literally in their lizard brain because it's so big. They're locked inside of here.
It's possible.
They're not on the outside ones.
Very possible.
I just want to
There's
say,
something with these people.
Yeah, they're living out of that brain. They're living out of that big ass lizard brain. Everyone says lizard people. No, everybody's a fucking lizard to me here because everybody's got that big ass lizard brain inside your other brain. Just size of that system.
I just want to say something real quick. So we got 82 people watching, and I'm asking people in the chat for help. And this is what I mean. I put in my email address here. I want somebody to find me a priest. Because on Friday, I want to do a show about every year, guys, every year. There's been 2,000 exorcisms in the United States alone. In the United States of America. I want somebody who has actually done an exorcism to come on here because 2,000 exorcism a year. I want to 2,000. I want to interview somebody who's done one. So any of you in the chat know somebody, give them my email address. I want to bring them on the show Friday because I got a Matrix guy coming on the show Wednesday. So if any one of you have somebody who knows who's done an exorcism, I want him on the show Friday.
Oh man!
All right,
wow.
I'm sorry, Bob. Continue.
No, I'm blown away with the 2,000. I've never heard of 2,000 exorcisms. 2,000. I can believe it.
2,000. Bob, that's 2,000
recorded all day. I'm trying to perform exorcisms right now every single day around people. I feel.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I know you're
spiritual exorcism.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Trying to wake them up, because there is no belief in God here. I've seen it within the group. I've even seen it within the Mandela Effect group. Some people, I don't know what their effects are, but they think that they are the gods, and collectively they can come out and just change shit with their fucking a collective mind. And I encourage it. I say, go ahead and do it. Get together as a large group. There is no God for you. So get together as a large group, form your own mental God because you're all collective of God, and then do your miracle. I would love to see it, get it on documentation. Other than that, I'm going to stick with the one God. I'll just stick with one. I don't need to be collective for that one God. He's right here. I can talk to him anytime I want.
I mean, you can make the argument that that God is the collective consciousness.
Yeah.
It's possible. I mean, I don't know exactly what God is, but I don't like to even use the word God. That's why I use the creator, because if we are all collectively creating this world, what if all of us did create this world? So we are all in fact collectively God, in that sense, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, no, in fact, I even talked about that. I even said it's a 50-50 on that, because what it is I say if you get a large, because things have changed because of the people that are awake. Everybody has a different memory of something, and the dominant group that has that memory, that's what it changes to. And there's always a group within the group that don't remember it that way. Like Eric and I have different memories. Other people, I still remember checkmating the queen in fucking chess. The majority of the Mandela Effect people do not. They remember checkmating the king. So they came from a place where it was the king. I came from a place where it was the queen. They came from a place where it was the doc handed money over to the freaking handed over to the cop. I came from a place he didn't hand the money over to the cop. So everybody's from a different spot. So nobody's wrong. We got to avoid fighting each other, because it's easy to fight over something that this you don't know it. You didn't have it. And when I talk about collective, people can get together as long as you believe in a God, and then you guys can pray people can pray as a group, and then see what happens. Because then you're saying, okay, I'm part of you, God, but I still acknowledge you, the creator or the architect, the lampshade. May we respectfully request to have this done and this done?
Some people use the word father, like Silly Fan Man.
I say all father. I would say all father. I like all father. Although
I kind of like Sweezy's answer, creator, because I'll be honest, Bob, you know this. I'm not really a religious person.
No,
nobody. I don't know changes in the Bible because I don't read the Bible.
Yeah,
and I like because every religion has their own creator, has their own God.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what it's humans writing things in a book. It's between you and your God. Even Jesus said, you don't need all that. Jesus didn't have a book in his hand when he walked around and talked to people. Now, he knew the Torah. He studied, but he didn't have the Torah. So Jesus didn't walk around with a Torah in his hand going, everybody sit down. Let's read. He didn't read the Torah. Jesus walked around and just talked on the mountaintop. And nobody with a book.
Hold on. You mean Jesus didn't have a notebook?
He didn't have a notebook. He didn't have anything. He just talked. He just talked. So he's not reading out of a book. He's not reading out of anything.
You didn't have a guitar playing music or anything?
Yeah, no guitar playing music. So you're music. You make music. You be the same thing as Jesus. You just shut up. You make your music. There's no book.
Well, who changed water into wine?
I think Jesus did.
Well, that's a good power. I wish I had that power.
I don't know how. That's what they said he did. I mean, they wrote down
how much money we can make if we could change water into wine.
Did he have a couple of buddies slip fucking like some fruit juice into the barrels? I don't know. We weren't there. Did he have somebody, sneak some freaking, put some hooch in them bottles, spike the punch, baby. Spike the punch. We don't know how Jesus did it. He turned water, or he turned wine or water into wine. He could have poached it. He could have he could have spiked the punch. We weren't there.
You know how water more at that point.
Yeah. Well, they don't drink water there.
People try to ban alcohol. They try to ban, drinking's bad for you. But I'm like, if drinking's bad for you, and if you believe in religion, then how can you believe in Jesus, who turns water into wine?
Right.
He turns it into alcohol.
It's sterile. I've been overseas. You drink booze. We drink the lightest. You drink beer or wine, a weak wine or beer because it's sterile water. You just don't drink the water. If you boil it.
Bob,
so if Jesus was there and did you boil this water? I'm not drinking.
Wasn't Jesus secondhand man said he can't make the journey without wine? Wasn't somebody said that?
Yeah, I don't know. Did he? I don't know. That's a good question. Somebody write that.
I could have swear somebody said that somebody said I can't make this journey without wine. So that's when Jesus turned water into wine.
Oh shit! I
make that journey. I could be wrong. I thought
it was like a big function, some kind of function that was going on. He had a big old function going on. He just went ahead and spiked it. He spiked the water into wine. So nobody got sick. Because you can't drink the water. Even coffee sterile.
Yo, you guys want to hear something? You want to hear something absolutely crazy? It'll blow your mind if I explain it decently.
Cool.
Yeah.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
So, speaking of all this, the creator talk and everything. Now, you guys know like a bunch of stuff is changing to like rainbow, right? Like a bunch of animals and like trees and like all kinds of shit is turning to rainbows, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, correct.
So everyone in the chat, yes, like everything is just turning to rainbow color. Like we would know about these certain species and trees and shit that were rainbows and shit. Like, but they're just popping up. So it got me thinking, like you said, like the Mandela effect. Some of them are just to let you know that there is a Mandela effect, and some of them are more leading you to look at a clue somewhere else.
Yeah.
So I have been thinking about rainbows and like, why is everything turning to rainbows? So, do you guys know who Jacob Israel is? He's a YouTuber.
Wasn't a fan of his. I think he's a car salesman. And the guy wore a tight T-shirt. He made me nervous because his nipples always showed through it. I'm a man. It's hard for me to look at other men.
Dude. For me, bro, like he is unbelievable. I don't watch any. Like he's the only person I watch that talks about like God and things like that. But he talks about Mandela effect and flat Earth and all this shit, bro. But he also like. I truly do believe he is extremely connected to the creator, man. And
well, he is. He's got nipples. It's just his nipples always throw me off. I can't. He wears the tight pants like a car salesman.
Bob, why are you staring at his nipples in the first place?
Well, you cannot. He cannot help to see his nipples. He's always.
You can't not.
He's like, his name's not even Jacob Israel. It's a made up name. The guy actually works for he's a writer for wrestling in Hollywood or whatever, WWF wrestling or the other. He's a writer for the wrestling people. So he's a good speaker. I mean, the guy's brilliant when it comes down to writing because the guy's. But again, he's an actor. So I always have to take an actor, and I see an actor wearing with the nipples. I'm like,
what he is. His information is great.
Oh, the gold chain is great. He's got the gold chain. I got Malnir, a leather string, but he got no regular. I got my military dog tags, but he got like a gold chain, and that scares me. He's the guy with the turtleneck and the gold chain. But here's mine.
Are you trying to date this guy, or are you
I don't know. He scares me. I'm not scares me, but he just freaks me out a little bit. Now I'm a good judge of character. I'm ex-military, and I can see the guy, and I'm like. There's something about this guy. I feel like I want to go buy ice or a car somewhere or buy swampland. Something. I'm sure he's a great guy. I'll probably hang out with him and get drunk with him, figure out how he is. Because some people I gotta get really close to figure out if they're cool or not. Him.
Okay, forget about him for a second. Forget about him and his nipples for a second.
His nipples, man. You gotta be a little bit annoyed by his nipples. Just a little bit.
Okay, so. There was a video he made though on June 1st of this year. It's just a couple weeks ago. On June 1st, he made a video talking about. You'd have to watch it, but he's talking about rainbows. In this time that rainbows are going to be coming over Noah's Ark or something, and that was like meaningful for the time period that we're in to basically let us know that. That there is a creator and like the people with eyes to see that are enlightened are going to be okay, So here's what's interesting about that. On June 6th, so 5 days later, just last week, on June 6th, which is also 6/6, just if anybody's paying attention, on June, there was not only one rainbow, but 2 rainbows, okay, a double rainbow, which is pretty rare. But that's not the interesting part. That's not the interesting part at all. So these double rainbows happened in Ipswich, England, okay? Ooh. And in Ipswich, England, there is a Noah's Ark replica. The thing's huge, okay? The Noah's Ark replica is in Ipswich, England, where the double rainbows just happened. And each rainbow, the end of each rainbow is, okay, so there's 2 rainbows. The end of each rainbow is at the very tips of the end of each of the Noah's Ark replica. If you're grasping what I'm saying. Literally. On each side of the Noah's Ark replica in Ipswich, England, there's a double rainbow coming out of each side. Okay? Now, if that doesn't blow you, is that crazy?
No, that's weird. I have to go see. I was in England. I didn't see that. I didn't see where the Ark was, but I'll go look. I didn't know where that place was. I didn't see that.
Ipswich, England. It's on Jacob Israel's channel.
Hold on. You broke up right there. What part of England you broke up?
Ipswich.
Look that up. Wait, where's our resident freaking English? Where's Mikey Healy?
No, but check this out. I'm gonna explain what Ipswich means. Right?
Michael Healy, are you in the chat? Jump on.
Where's our resident English guy?
Check this out though. I'm gonna explain what Ipswich means though. This is very important. So Ipswich translates to like Gypsy, okay? It's like an Anglo-Saxon type of name. Yeah. So what that translates, Gypsy, it translates to, hold on, I think I wrote it down somewhere too. I forget what it's called.
Like Jabberwocky. Jabber.
Michael Healy, that's in the StreamYard's in the chat.
Oh.
Michael Healy.
Oh, okay. So Ipswich translates to the area of the East Angles.
Huh.
Okay. And it also translates to the straight and narrow gate. Okay, that's what Ipswich means. So there's Noah's Ark. Like, this is craziness. Okay, and this symbol, the rainbow over Noah's Ark, it means the whole fucking Enlightenment is happening right now. This is the fucking time.
It isn't.
That's what
I
the
believe
Bible
that.
says.
You know, because remember, England has a whole new flag. And so it's a whole new set of rules in England, because it used to be a center red stripe. And you go over there now their flag is religious. It wasn't before. It was, but then now it's got like the what was it, Saint George the Dragon Slayer, which is the center red. That wasn't in my time. Saint George the Dragon Slayer, but anyway, then you have Saint Andrew, which was one of the disciples that was crucified upside down, and that's for that's for Scotland. That's the dominant bottom line. And then you have Ireland's stripe is on there, and that's for Saint Patrick. Yeah, which was not, it was a saint, but it was never on a flag. There was no Saint Patrick on no flag. So now they have Saint Patrick. So the whole Union Jack is completely religious now. I'm like, the Union Jack was never like, there was no St. George the Dragon Slayer and on the flag of England. I didn't even know this story existed. I had to look up the story. I had to look up the story of all of the stuff of the flag. So I've seen places where they've got actually have Robin Hood. This is where Robin Hood, the forest was. Like, Robin Hood was a myth. Was he real? But they have the spots. And like you talked about the huge ass ark. Well, okay. Okay, I believe it. The Lake District is new to me. The whole damn place was all these different new areas of England. It's amazing. With their histories too. Even their stories are different. Even their industrial revolution. Their industrial revolution stories completely changed from what I remember. I was like, wow.
I don't know anything about that, but I know the United States has, well, of course. With Black Tom, Staley talks about this all the time.
That's from the
Nazis. There's no way I wouldn't know about that. We would all know about that. I just do research on everything. There's no way I would have never heard of Black Tom, man.
Everybody would have heard. We would have heard about the balloons in Oregon. You know, the balloons that killed a kid in Oregon. Like, what balloons in Oregon?
Come on, dude.
Balloons.
Get out of here with that. Even one of my biggest Mandela effects actually is the Pentagon. With that thing we can't say on air with the big buildings and shit.
Yeah.
The Pentagon, nobody died in the Pentagon. In my timeline.
A big chunk of that building too. It took a big chunk.
Right, and I'll tell you, but I can tell you the exact reason because I was a huge researcher on this subject. So I've done about 1,000 hours of research onto this subject. And one thing I can tell you 100% is that the Pentagon was completely blocked off. In that whole section was completely blocked off to anybody going in there because they were doing construction on it to make it more to basically protect it against an airplane hitting it, ironically, and nobody died because of that.
And now I think they have deaths now. They actually, no, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but they do have them now. They've slipped them in. They've slipped a couple of deaths in that I've never heard of. I didn't hear.
No, that's what I'm telling you right now. There's 180 of them. There's 180 deaths.
Yeah.
Like almost 200. I don't know the exact number, but there's almost 200. Not just like 2 or 3. Like there's like 200.
That's weird.
I got a lot of big ones, bro. I got some down that aren't like as popular that you guys might like. I want to see what you guys think of it because I hate talking about the same one. I hate talking about the same ones all the time. So, what do I got? Okay. All right. So George Washington Carver.
Here we go.
did not discover peanut butter. Okay. He absolutely discovered peanut butter. 100%.
Let people know
how do you guys feel about that?
No way. I didn't know that. I'm learning from you right now. I did not know that. I didn't hear this one. That's a good one. Anything to do with the old stuff is good. And wasn't there somebody that's black and now white? There's like a black and white guy switch or something. Who's that?
I wrote that down today. Eli Whitney invented the cotton, and now he's white. I specifically, I used to talk about this when I was younger, when I learned about Eli Whitney being a black man who invented the cotton gin. And, you know, like, you'd remember that because the black people that, I mean, I don't even go into it. I don't even need to go into it. That was such a racial thing. The cotton gin was such a racial thing. You'd remember if it was a black man or a white man. Yeah. And it was certainly a black man. That's what made it so important. Like, so interesting is that a black man invented the cotton gin. That's interesting. Now it's not. It's just another white guy. Just another white guy.
It was a Nazi. It was a Nazi. I think the Nazi blew up Black Tom. They changed the planes. Operation Paperclip. I know about the whole fucking. To me, because I worked at the Museum of Flight, I know we removed the Operation Paperclip section. And I'm like, why are we removing the Operation Paperclip section at the Museum of Flight? Why are we moving this whole section? Why do I have to take this apart? This is the most significant part of the entire fucking space program. Why are we removing Operation Paperclip suspiciously? And why are we taking the one rocket that von Braun has in? It's one of our greatest fucking artifacts, even though it's a fucking Nazi. It's still silent. We removed it and hid it. Why are we hiding it from who? Why are we hiding his rocket stuff?
Now, someone has a question. So who invented the peanut butter?
Well, here we go.
I mean, I didn't look into it too much. It just was interesting. But what I did gather is that he's like the fifth or sixth person to do it, and like it goes back to now the ancient Egyptians or something ate peanut butter apparently now. So like they technically invented it, and then like a few other people and cultures invented it as well. So apparently peanut butter has been around like forever.
Now, this was interesting. This guy wrote black. Bob Marley is half white. He was blacker than black.
Yeah, I remember him. He's half English, white English. Now, my time, I might be wrong. No, he's a huge Mandela effect, guys. I don't know if you guys knew this or not. He's a huge Mandela effect. Bob Marley, to me, I'll tell you what I know, and you guys can share what you guys know, because he's a huge Mandela effect at the moment. I discovered it in France, by all places. I'm like, what the fuck? Anyway, so Bob Marley, his dad was English, he was a white guy, and then so Bob Marley himself was black, and then he was a reggae artist. He revolutionized music. He was loved overwhelmingly across the back of the fucking turtle. Everyone loved him, and so in my time, because he was loved so much, somebody took him out, they shot him. That's what I remember. I remember the news saying he was shot. Now, I wasn't there, but I remember the news saying he was shot. He was murdered. He was killed by some opposition of somebody he didn't like. Anyway, it went down like that with guns. But here's the funny thing is, not in this timeline. No, Bob Marley died of full body fucking cancer. Full body. And years after he was killed in my timeline, he died of body cancer. I'm like, God. Like body. Like
I don't know either way. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
but,
a lot of people. Yeah, we need Rasta Bear for this one. Where's Rasta Bear on the side of
he was in the chat earlier. That is a good that's a good one, because I know they said he died of foot cancer that he could have got fixed, but he didn't believe in medicine, so he never got it fixed. But you're right. I thought he died from a gunshot.
Yeah, gunshot.
He could have lived. He could have lived from the cancer, but he didn't believe in medicine.
The medicine, no. He was smoking weed to get rid of it himself.
Yeah,
but
I
think they gave him cancer. I think anybody who gets cancer now, I think they've been poisoned. But in our time, he was killed, and this timeline he was poisoned with full body cancer.
Bob, do you think there might be a small chance, because Peter Tosh got shot and killed?
Peter Tosh got shot.
You think that him being shot and killed could have put that thought in your brain that Bob Marley got shot?
You know what? It could be plausible. Absolutely. You're right. I could have got it wrong. I just remember. I mean, I could have confused it with Peter Tosh thinking it was shot, and Peter Tosh was part of the band. So how is Peter Tosh shot and not Bob Marley? I don't know, but because he was part of the band originally. the Whalers, part of the Whalers. So, but I have a clear memory of him being. I was a big fan, and then I was also a fan of Peter Tosh. Like you and I called Peter. We called Jamaica. Remember, we were kids at the swimming place,
and found out he died a day ago.
He was shot today. What? We're
what?
kids going, what? Peter Tosh has been shot.
Hey guys, I'll be right back in like 5 minutes.
No
I gotta
problem.
pee and I gotta smoke more weed.
Go for it.
No problem.
Go for it. Go for it. I can get my coffee filled up here in a second too. That sounds good. Go for it.
Now, Bob, some people remember Bob Marley right here. This guy, how did we get here?
He got shot.
Thank
you.
And then somebody wrote they ejected him, which they could have. And then one person thought one person here, Long Reach One, thought he overdosed.
Okay.
And then this person thought it was brain cancer.
There was, I heard it was, they had cancer. I heard it was, there was a documentary out, okay? So watch the documentary. I watched the documentary and I was like, he's got body cancer.
Yeah, Peter Tosh died from Jamaican mobsters. Yeah, that is true. We know that.
Died from, yes, thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, he remembers that one too then. Okay, so, we got to think for Bob.
He did get shot, but I don't think it killed him.
Okay, so we've got some mixed ones here. We've got mixed ones. That's good. I remember him being shot, and I was into that one. And Bob Marley was dead, and the whole world was crying and playing music.
No longer dies in an underwater magic act. Oh, really?
No way. He went under the water, chained up, and didn't come out of the water. Period. I know that.
I'm gonna type it. I'm gonna type that in Google. Oh, hold on. Hey, Bob.
Yeah.
Let's ask this machine. Alexa, how did Harvey Henry Houdini die?
Here's something I found on reference.com. Harry Houdini died of peritonitis caused by a ruptured appendix. There is speculation that his death was caused by a McGill University student who punched him in the abdomen to test Houdini's strength. However, this is unproven. Houdini died on October 31, 1926 at age 52 in Detroit, Michigan.
Wow.
Oh, I know. I heard he got punched, though. I did hear he got punched. But I knew he didn't. He died in the water during one of his acts. But I know he got punched. I know it caused problems.
And Victor says, and his name is Harry or Henry.
Oh,
and his name is Harry or Henry.
Harry.
But I could have sworn he died drowned.
He drowned. Yeah, it didn't
Somebody wrote he drowned in a trunk.
Okay, yeah, he drowned. He didn't come up. They had to bring it up and then checked him and he was dead. That's what I remember. I mean, were we standing there? No, but that's what I remember on the television set.
Yeah.
The TV.
His name is Harry.
I remember Harry. Harry Houdini. He's like double H's. Harry Houdini. Like the false Prince Harry. That's hiding in Hollywood right now because he knows that over in England, his time is up. He's not a real prince.
That's a trip, man. That's a good one.
Wow, Harry Houdini, yeah. I know, but I did know. I remember him getting punched, and it caused problems. I know it was causing him problems. Yeah, it probably could have led to him being crunched and probably not able to get out. I can see that. There's a contributor to it. But so now we know that Bob Marley has cancer in his timeline. So did David Bowie. And then died much later. And then Harry Houdini died of his appendix, I guess.
Oh, there's some guy in the chat named Sweeze. I don't know who the fuck Sweeze is. He says he drowned.
He drowned.
Whoever this Sweezy guy is.
Whoever that weird guy is. But he likes nipples, though. I give him that. He's a nipple guy. Nipple. Sorry, I can't stop laughing. Did your mom buy you that shirt or your wife? Buy you that shirt. You should wear 2 T-shirts, man. It won't show the nipples.
So Bob looks for nipples, and he likes nipples. My God, you guys are a match made in heaven.
But men can lactate now. Men can lactate.
I was using the Ghost app while a show about Houdini was on, and it was a thing about 10 minutes before the show did like whole ice, elephant, and Dash. I said Dash. Turns out it's his brother.
Huh. Strange.
Weird. Someone came out in the crowd suddenly and punched him in the gut right before the underwater trick.
Okay. Now we're making a little bit of sense. I mean, I don't have the clear. I remember him going into the water, but I do remember him getting punched too. So maybe you're kind of connecting the dots up to that point.
But Pete Ars thinks he drowned.
Mm-hmm. He drowned.
And he wrote evil. Like I guess he's saying that it's spelled EVEL. I'm guessing.
Evil.
And this guy wrote HH drowned 100% in my reality.
You're like somebody like this fucking. It ain't even a question. Lou Reed died.
This is what I love about the show. This is what I love about the show. Nobody here is claiming to ever know everything 100%, and then we're learning something every day. Because I never heard Houdini died from a punch. He drowned.
Yeah, but he was punched. I do remember that, and then he drowned. So now he died from his punch wound, so he avoided his other death. Again, we have like somebody put Lou Reed. Now Lou Reed was dead for me too.
Hold on. What's this? Medela Mile wrote, "Sperm changes DNA. My sister and her husband looks like twins. It's true."
Yes, correct. No, she's correct. She's correct. I see people's DNA changes. My son's friends. I got to see them as little kids. I got to see them grow up to be adults. My daughter and her friends, little kids, to become adults, and their faces is going to be from their child to older. All of a sudden, I see a rearrangement of genetics. Same person, same beautiful attitudes, but a slight different face, like a re-roll of the genetic DNA. Everyone has a re-roll, slightly like you're 100 or you're 99.9% the same, but you're 1% different. My nose nasal cavity is much bigger. My nose is much bigger than it used to be. Cheekbones much higher. My ears look like elf ears, and they're like cut off. It's weird. I got like jagged cuts, like someone cut my ears. But anyway, I've been trimmed like a dog. I look like scars up here, but that's all new. So I have all these new things, new scars. Tattoos have changed. My tattoos changed. Writings changed. So a lot of people out there, look at your own tattoos. Look at your own body, blemishes and scars, and you might be in a different meat bag. You're the same spirit, but you're in a different avatar. Very close to yours, like 99.9% the same as yours.
So why do people look like they're dogs?
You know what? He's right. People seem to. I saw it in England. No, it's a funny phenomenon, but I saw it in England. He's correct that these people look like they're dogs. They mimic the dogs, and you guys look the same. I mean, because they breed the fuck out of their animal. I think that was in the Bible not to do that. You're not supposed to overbreed animals or something, or they're making monsters. But anyway, these little monsters, they look like the owners. These dogs can't live without the humans. They can't live without humans. They're freaking monsters. They look like weird. Yeah, good point on that one. I think it's weird.
You're right. That is kind of a weird the word phenomenon, where sometimes when you start living with somebody so long, you see something every day. It seems like sometimes the environment you change into what that person kind of looks in a way.
You
know what I mean? It's kind of strange.
Well, it's easy for me because remember, I go away, then come back to the family. So you guys are always here around the family continuously. If you guys are around your family and friends continuously, I go away, then I come back. And then when I come back, I see the faces. I'm like, wow, you changed. Now, has your face re-rolled your DNA or what? Because if you have a blend.
Hey, Bob, I wonder if his squeeze was gone, if his nipples kind of changed or something that he had.
I wonder if his nipples got harder. I wonder if they got a little harder. Oh, he iced them. He iced them. Yeah, he iced them. Little coat hangers. He put those hang jackets off of them.
I think they're It might be because he's so enlightened, man. That might be one of the effects of being so in tune with the creators. You have hard nipples all the time. I don't know. Maybe.
That's the way to roll. See, you can take a punt. That's it. We're playing.
Or
Thank you.
maybe every time the Matrix something changed, I download and your nipple gets hardened, and that's how you know. You know, kind of like when you see a beautiful woman, you know, you kind of get a little hard on in a way. That effect is happening, your nipple gets harder. There must have been a Mandela effect change.
I'm gonna lactate pretty soon. I'm gonna lactate. I'm gonna feed babies.
Hey guys, so about that, I did hear the conversation about sperm changing your DNA. That's why people are starting to look like each other, like couples. So, and then you told me a lot of people look like their dogs. So what's really going on there then?
Right?
Are these people?
Hey, these are coming from the chat, not us. It came from the chat.
No, but what I'm saying is, are these people doing extra activities with their dogs?
Yeah, it makes you wonder with that one,
Is
right?
that why their dogs look like them?
But I did
saying.
when I woke up, I did see a slight. If someone says coin an idea of how the face is, people look more. I would say less feline. They look more like dogs. People have more of a dog face to me. I saw guys with their teeth. They've got canines. Now I don't remember anybody having large canines. Every human had a little canine. You're not a dog, but I saw people with canines. Larger canines, like a dog, like a dog. I was like, what the fuck happened to your mouth? Your teeth, you've got different teeth. Now, in anthropology, we had to study teeth because teeth, you could identify certain cultures. Like, this one's a negroid. I hate to use the word. This one is something. This is a caucasoid. You know, whatever the fucking scientific racist word they be used. But it identified the teeth. That's how I was able to find out who's Native American, because they have the same teeth structure as those that are that they're Asian. You know, that stupid science. But
it makes sense.
Now
It makes a lot of sense.
I used to look at the teeth of human skull. Now I look at the teeth in human skulls. I said, there are goddamn canines on these. These people have canines. Bigger.
I mean, everything else changed, so why not? I mean, the heart's in a different place. The eye holes.
Your ears are
a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, your kidneys are absolutely in a different place now.
Yeah.
Because of the kidney punch in boxing, man. The reason why there was no kidney punches allowed is because your kidneys were completely unprotected, and now they certainly are proteced. So there's no reason for a kidney punch to be illegal.
There
anymore.
is no kidney punch.
So,
it doesn't exist. It don't exist. You don't even need the word anymore. The word will go away in about 3-4. I maybe give it 20 years. Okay, tops. The word kidney punch will be gone. There'll be no kidney punch in the human language. There is no advantage to kidneys punching. You hurt your freaking on the ribs. It'll be gone.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So if people think about this logically, with the whole Mandela effect, if you tell me that the Mandela effect is either a psyop or you just plain say you are all misremembering, that tells me two things. I mean, it tells me either you have not gotten past the first video on Mandela effect and you only saw like 5-10 Mandela effects of like Bernstein Bears and shit, or it tells me that you did look into it and you're just lying to yourself, I guess. I don't know. And I don't know. Or maybe it tells me another thing, that you're not really exactly a person. I don't know how else to say it, but I don't think a lot of these people are like actual people anymore. Like, I mean, they're people still, but something is blocking something, and I think it really is the pineal gland that's being blocked right now.
Yeah.
So
opiates, cocaine, all the drugs, they'll block it. They'll 100% block it. If you're on opiates, it's blocked. If you're on drugs, it's blocked.
Right. But a lot of things that they're putting in our food and in our water and things like that are made to calcify our pineal gland, and it's just like any muscle. If you don't keep using it, then you're gonna lose it. It's gonna diminish over time. And I've been pretty enlightened for really my whole life, but really for like the past like 12 years now, like 11, 12 years. And like I said, that was because of a personal experience that made me look into all this stuff. So like it was really easy for me to look into the Mandela effect and flat earth and just watch a couple videos and already be convinced, because I'm an extremely logical person, because I've looked into so many different things that people believe that I can absolutely prove that are happening, you know? So like I can prove that you can sell your soul for music. I can prove that because I have experienced that personally. So that's not something I need to research, but I did research into it, and that is absolutely true. And once you open your mind to that, and it decalcifies your pineal gland, in my opinion. Yeah. And it's not just meditation does as well, of course, but really trying to be in tune with the world around you at all times, you know, and sending out a positive vibration at all times, you know. Yeah. So the Mandela effect wasn't hard for me, but a lot of people, it's going to be really difficult for them to see and change their outlook on anything in their life, because their pineal gland is so blocked. But you have to keep opening that, you know.
Like you said it, man. You got to get back to that diet, man. If people start looking at that fucking diet and start eating their, I go to the store, guys. I spend the majority of my time in the vegetable aisles, because if I'm making a dinner, I'm just going to buy the vegetables I need for that dinner. And then I buy meat, of course, but I buy the vegetables and prepare the vegetables. You bake them, or the vegetables, if you can get away with the non-GMOs and all that other shit. If you got garden vegetables, it's the best. Oh, that is. You got people eating out of that box. They're eating out of them boxes.
I made homemade chili last night. Homemade chili, put some fresh vegetables in there. And Bob, I think you ate some chili even at 2:00 in the morning.
I'm eating it now.
Shut up.
No, I made homemade chili. I make the best chili.
I love beans, man. Beans are good for you. The beans, you know, especially now when meat is going up in price, which shouldn't be going up. The protein in beans are a good substitute, man. I learned that from the Latinos. They got it right. Well, I wish I had in this thing. It'd be better.
I just want to say we are hitting that 2-hour mark, so we are going to wind down the show a little bit. But I do want to say we're almost at that next bench line, Bob. 70 people away from hitting the 5,000 mark for subscribers.
Yes.
So that means I appreciate everybody who is watching, is having fun with this channel, because we always want to be we want to be serious, but in a fun way.
Yes.
We hope you get knowledge in a funner way, in a more relaxed way. And I think, and I hope
I want to say I don't make fun. I want to make sure people. I'm not making fun of anybody. I'm not making fun of someone. I'm making fun with you. I'm not making fun. My dad used to say all the time, "I'm not making fun of you, son." I'm like, "Yeah, you are. I'm not making fun of you. What are you doing?" He says, "I'm making fun with you." Oh, so I'm just saying that out there. Disclaimer.
That's a good way to put it.
Oh shit! He's back.
No way.
Now, are you driving and talking, or are you just sitting in the passenger seat?
Grant. Did he become a grandpa already? Like,
he's a grandpa. I'm a grandpa.
Yeah. He's on mute. Hey, silly fat man, you're on mute. You're on mute. Here. Okay. Nope. You're on mute again. There you go.
There you are.
Hey, we're still driving home, and I know you're ready to shut off. So I'm in the chat, but I just want to say bye, and I'll definitely see you all on Wednesday's show.
Yes, Wednesday.
It was fun listening to Squeeze and all that. It's really neat hearing people on there without me.
No, it's awesome.
Dude, I'll stop by again.
I'm
inviting. I'll stop by.
And Wednesday, like I said, Wednesday, the Matrix Unveiled coming back on. So the episode's called Surfing the Matrix.
Matrix.
Surfing the Matrix. And you guys Silly Bad Man's gonna love the thumbnail because he's doing something very special in that thumbnail.
Very
I'm
special.
not gonna tell you what you're doing, Richard, but you're doing something fun in that thumbnail.
Oh, and the new one coming up? I can't wait.
Yep. So
I take all those and I
before we
send them
go,
to my
Sweeze,
folks. I'm really proud to be in those.
so Sweeze, before we go, what was the one last thing you want to tell everybody?
I gotta go because I'm in the car. See you guys.
Get out of
We're
here.
about to leave too.
Love you, everyone.
Sweeze, what is the one thing
All right, later,
you
bro.
want to tell everybody before we leave today?
Oh man, that's an on the spot question. That's pretty deep, but I guess I'll just say, like people need to first of all trust themselves. I honestly don't care what. I don't care even what title you have. I don't care if you're a doctor or whoever the hell you are, dude. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care. I really don't. You need to just really trust yourself and look into everything before making judgment, because the thing that you could most think cannot be any different could be the exact opposite of what you think. I mean, I thought the earth was a globe. Why did I think the earth was a globe? Because that's what was taught to me and depicted to me my entire life. But did I have any proof of it? No, I did not. So things like that some things might be earth shattering, but you really can't be afraid of that, especially in this time, because this time right now that we're in is the battle between good and evil, man. This is your test, your final test. If you are going to graduate to the next level, or whatever the alternative is, I don't know. Maybe you have to do this whole world again and start over. I don't want to do that. I'd rather graduate. I would rather graduate. So this is your final exam on your college
I don't want
degree, and that's it. You know, you gotta wake up, guys. I hate to say it like that, but you gotta wake up for real.
Like you said, all because you heard something from me or Bob, even Sweeze or Richard, it doesn't mean you have to believe it 100%.
No.
You should always take
No.
whatever we say and do your own research.
Do your own research.
Is like a religion. It's faith. You got to study your own faith. You got to study it, learn it, hear it from different people, 5-7 different people. And then that's when you should make a decision if you believe something or not.
But like you said, like your thing, trust yourself.
Trust yourself. It's like faith. It's like faith. You gotta trust it yourself. Don't be a Charles Manson follower. All because Charles Manson tells you to do something, you don't do it unless you really truly believe it 100%.
Yeah. If you trust yourself.
I gotta add this too. I can pretty much I know I've never met a person that's awake and they're awake because of just one person telling them something. They are only awake because they do their own research. Yeah. Everybody has to do their own research. If you don't, there's nobody out there that's just like, you know, following one person that talks about like something or like one subject. It's like you're either gonna look into shit or you're not. Like, don't just look into one subject and then be done. Like, you're either gonna be all in or not, man. Like, just do your own research.
Yep.
Then jump in.
So jump in. We are gonna end this show. I want to thank Sweezy for coming on. That was great. I want to thank Richard for coming on. Bob, I want to thank you for eating my chili, proving to people that I'm a good cook.
Fucking really good.
And then just remember this Wednesday. One thing on Wednesday, we're coming on an hour earlier. Instead of 11, we're coming on at 10 a.m. instead of 11. There's some things I have to do early. So Wednesday, 10 a.m. Beyond that, I want to say love you, everybody. And let's hit that 5,000 mark, people. Come on, 5,000.
5,000.
Do it.
5,000.
Let's prove that we can have fun entertainment on YouTube. We don't have to be serious all the time. Now, Bob, we didn't get our
great
building.
stuff.
Bob, we gotta go to Capitol Hill right now. Pick out our building since they're giving it away for free.
We're kind of running a revolution over at the moment. We got a big revolution going on. Congratulations, Seattle Sovereign, because you could do this. This is a maritime law island we live on now with the flat Earth. It's a maritime law place. So if you guys feel like taking your own fucking town, go ahead and take it. Have a good time.
I don't
All right, guys.
I don't want my